At the time we're doing this, there are 3 songs already released, 2 of which have very elaborate, very intense, amazing music videos. I'm assuming a third one, it seems like it's a sequence that's being rolled out. Dave, can you talk about the videos a little bit and the concept behind them?
Well, the third song that's been released was Soldier On. Soldier On was going to be the first track that was going to be released, period. And we had the opportunity to work with this fascinating director down in Brazil. And his producer is one of our staff, and we had done the Conquer or Die and Lying in State video on the last record. And I loved their work so much. When the opportunity came to do a video again with these guys, I said, yeah, I want you to do 3 of them, and I have this idea. So we started talking about telling the story and having it in a book form. And part 1 is the first 3 songs, part 2 is the second 3 songs, and so on. I don't know if we were going to go any further than that, but the first part has the 2 songs that you've already seen, We'll Be Back and Night Stalker, and the third song from part 1 will be The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. Soldier On came out on its own as our approach towards radio, and these other tracks weren't really supposed to have seen the light of day yet. But the reaction to that first track kind of milked out the songs and made them come a little early. You know, I think that the way things are lined up with the schedule, Soldier On is number 6. I think it's the closing track in the book. But again, you know, you never know. There might be a part 3.
Dave, long before you played with any of the 3 guys you're playing with now, music video was such a huge part of Megadeth's story. The early days of MTV, you were a staple on MTV, so many iconic music videos. When you were first approached about doing music videos very early on, did you embrace the concept? It seems like you did, judging by the quality of the work, but were you into doing videos, or did you go into it initially reluctantly?
You know, when we first started Megadeth, MTV was still a music channel, and I was watching it ever since. They had Pat Benatar and the Buggles, and even Iron Maiden, a lot of 38 Special.
Triumph and Billy Squier.
Yeah, a lot of songs that, you know, you wouldn't see played anywhere anymore. But you know, I would listen to MTV a lot. So the idea when the first video came along, it hadn't really registered to me what we were doing. You know, because the first video we did was for Peace House. We'd gone out to L'Amour's in Brooklyn, and I remember us filming. That show was so energized because Gar was out there back when Gar was in the band. That's one of the things I love so much about Dirk playing with us, because he plays so much like Gar, and I feel like we've been given a transfusion of all the energy and good blood from the very beginning again, and you know, listening to him play is so much like Gar. It's mesmerizing sometimes to just close my eyes and listen. So anyways, about the video, I remember we'd just gotten a box of Nike shoes given to us from the record label at the time, and somebody had asked us about, you know, what record labels were like back then, and I feel like I can say this because the statute of limitations has expired, but you know, I'd gone to the label and there was a guy working there at the time, and his name was Champagne Ray, and he opens up his refrigerator and he had champagne, of course. You know, good thing it wasn't, you know, Ray with little children. And then we got this box of shoes. And I thought, this can't get any more bizarre. We go to the next office, and the guy opens up his desk, and there's lines of blow. And I thought, all right, now this is like totally Willy Wonka here. So that was a really weird period when a lot of that stuff was happening. And going to make videos, we were just like, this is all like you're in Oz or something, you know. When we did the second video we did was for Wake Up Dead, that was a disaster for the airport here at Burbank. We'd come and done our video, and the next morning, the caretakers of the airport had looked, and a bunch of you lovelies had gone out there and spray painted my band's name on the planes. And yeah, that really messed with the band's insurance for quite some time. But it looked good on the planes, I gotta say.
You had a private jet before you even knew you had one, right? On the side of the
Yes.
plane.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about filming Peace Sells at L'Amour's in Brooklyn. James may have painted the walls. He may have been working at L'Amour's that day.
Yeah, he was probably.
Because James grew up coming out of that club, too,
Yeah.
as a member of White Lion back in the day.
Book of Job.
Our friends George and Mike Parente and the
Yeah,
whole
man.
L'Amour crew. Those were some great memories back then.
They had some great memories of Megadeth. They used to tell us the tale of how you guys just destroyed the place.
But James, how did they pronounce Megadeth? They didn't say Megadeth.
It's Megadeth.
There you go. Megadeth is playing this weekend.